so we looked at it or not, it's only good to get a sign. Not like.
You know what? He's the guy who sued me in federal court. That's what. Yeah. He sued the weather. You either present or whatever.
All right, everyone, I'm going to call the docket. Everyone have a seat, please. Sorry to interrupt the story. I know it's a good one. All right, let me know that you're here. Otherwise, I'm going to assume you're not here and a warrant may be issued for your arrest. The front row is for people who are late. All right, in custody, we have John Cavazos. On bond, Jeremy Duque. Jeremy Duque. In custody, Joshua Hernandez, Isaiah Ledesma, Hector Ruiz Vargas, Tiffany Escobedo. All right, thank you. Joe Morales, Brandon Guzman.
I'm here, good.
Thank you. Jonathan Garcia, Antonio Melendez, Edgar Sines, Jasmine Hardaway.
She texted me stuff outside, so.
All right. In custody, Luis Alvarado, Donald Deary. On bond, Caitlin Martinez. Alejandro Black. Thank you. All right, we'll get with you. Damon Lloyd. Thank you. Alejandra Ospina. Julian or Julian Reyes is in custody. Omar Kalanga, custody. Philip Diller. Arthur Galindo. In custody, Jesus Solis, Jonathan Aguilar, Malik Lampkin, Victoria Cifuentes. In custody, James Mendiola, Francisco Reyes, Erica Lopez. Thank you. Genesis. Help me out with my double L's. Genesis Viela. You know, how is that possible? I pronounce that name different 3 times, but I'm trying. Joseph Anzaldua. Thank you. Adam Aguilar. Michael Enzana. Thank you. Jonathan Ramirez. And in custody is Patricia Perez, Michael Thompson. Okay. All right, so she should not be on the docket. She's done. Laura Botello. Valerie Garza's in custody. Rolanda Garza, custody. In custody, Elizabeth Romo, Quentin Buto, Jonathan Bolden, Justin Gonzalez, Rodolfo Del Bosque, Richard Gonzalez, Yvette Martinez, Christopher Ritchie, and Jose Mercado. All right, is there anyone who's present and your name was not called? Yes, what's your name, sir?
My name is Brandon Davis.
Brandon Davis. And sir? And What?
Devin Marvin,
Stan?
Marvin,
All right.
Adrian Soto.
And anyone else?
Philip Crowe.
All right, just give a moment and we'll call you up front. All right, these are the rules of the court. I try to keep the courtroom as least congested as possible and keep the well as least congested. Prosecutors have their files there. Just grab a file, sit it down. Prosecutor will take you in the order of appearance. When you want to come to the court, please do not approach the court if you have not conferred with the state, if you have not conferred with your client. When you have done those things, then that means you're ready to approach. Ask the clerk for the file. The clerk will place the file up here and just have a seat. We'll get to you first come, first serve. If your client is in custody, you need to have the deputy bring your client out. Do not approach the court asking to be excused if your client is in custody and your client is not in the box. All right, today is Tuesday. It's going to be a great day because we're closer to Friday than we were yesterday. It's hot in here. Mr. Sharp, I've tried to get the temperature worked on, but so far, no luck. Yeah. Oh, no, it's me too. It's hot. All right, everyone, please confirm. Put some patience in your pocket. Oh, my gosh, it's hot. It's very hot.
Sir, you need to have a seat. Okay, what we do? Not you yet.
What's the name?
Laura Botello, that's my, that should be mine.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
He's here, right?
No, she's not. I was gonna address judge on that. Otherwise I'll need to go to another hearing.
I appreciate it.
2022.
What's your name?
Philip Diller. 22 CR 5802.
What's your date of birth?
Was he here?
He's not here, so I need to approach. the judge.
Go find.
Thank you.
Devin?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Take some off of Cornelius on that football game. Yeah, I remember.
Philip? Philip? Yeah, five minutes.
What's that? The prosecutor is not here.
Oh, okay, you'll be down in just a few.
Okay. I gotta get the pure salt, that's my problem.
What is your number?
11.
It's after the Ruiz Vargas on the back. I haven't.
I'm Philip Diller.
All right, hello.
Judge
Where's Mr. Diller?
Diller
Okay.
had surgery last Friday. Amputated one of his toes and his doctor's instructions.
Okay.
Instructions were to be immobile. Do not.
Okay, don't whisper because I can't hear. Yes,
Is, according to the doctor, he's not supposed to move unless it's absolutely necessary. So he could heal.
all right.
That's the only reason why it's not.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. I'm Philip Diller. I need this recalled after November 4th.
I can do while I'm watching.
All right, so he's going to come back on November 7th and I'll extend the plea deadline date to that date.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Do you need this back?
You, if you need it for your, the court's file, I have other copies.
All right, thank you. No, he's not. So we'll be back on November 7th. Who's here on Laura Botello? Laura Botello. Why do I have this here if they're not here?
Callahan.
All right, who's here on Elizabeth Romo? All right, and where is Miss Romo? All right, come forward. All right, Ms. Callahan, have you had visited with the state on this?
Yes, I told them that this is a PR interview and you're gonna make a decision to give it or not give it.
Okay,
I don't think they have a position.
all right, who's the state on Elizabeth Romo? Brenna, you ready? All right, everyone needs to whisper. Court is calling CM 101864, State of Texas versus Elizabeth Romo. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Pretty Sparks.
for the defense?
Kenny Callahan.
All right, there's a request for a PR bond. State, have you had a chance to review the PR bond report?
No, ma'am.
And defense, did you have a chance to review the PR bond report?
I know it's substance, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. State, are you in agreement with the PR bond?
No, Judge, we would not. We would object to the PR bond.
All right, defense?
Your Honor, no prior record. The damage in this arson case is to the lintel of the door and to a mattress. No one got really hurt on this case. This is not gonna be a jury trial. She's been peaceful in the Bexar County Jail. She's been admitted to a 9-month program, which is too shallow for this court's probation, but she's no threat to society, Your Honor.
All right, so have you all conferred, since this is not going to be a jury trial, to resolve this matter?
No, Your Honor, but from my side, it doesn't appear to me to be a jury trial.
All right, so do you all want to confirm that before the court makes its decision?
We can, Judge, if
All
defense
right.
counsel would like to.
All right, if you all will confirm that, and then I'll make my decision. Who's here on Julian Reyes? And where is Reyes? All right, so everyone, if your client is in custody and they're not in the box, you're not ready to approach the court.
Yeah, you've got going. I'll break. Oh. She's gone. Okay. I won't go back. Yeah, I mean, I'll do it. It's not much. Say Mark. The other one. Fair enough. Okay, there's so it's not great.
It's 75 degrees. I'm looking at the thing. The top one is oh, yeah. Bad hair day, higher than bad hair day.
Yes, we're ready.
Oh, that just means that you're going to, you go down to see Judge Carruthers and you put on a scintilla of evidence. And then they'll make a decision and say, yes, this person can be evaluated.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Does it have a setting for it or is there?
Oh, it's set on October 19th.
Okay.
But if you, if
So
you're,
tomorrow.
yes, but if you're telling me that your client has mental health issues and you believe that they're not competent,
It was the other attorney before me that requested it. And then
see, the thing is, no, that's fine. The thing is, once it's been requested legally, you have to go through with it.
no,
What
that's
I,
fine, and I'm fine with that.
yeah, what I can do is we can just order it up here and that way you don't have to do the informal inquiry.
So I thought it was already ordered though, right? Not from the last time. I'm not sure.
Oh, no, could I see the case, the file?
I know, his motion to set bond, I think was referred to like the magistrate court or something. I think it is setting for a Zoom hearing on that.
Yeah, so on August 25th, I wrote in here mental evaluation needed. So that hasn't been done. All right, so set it up for him to have this evaluation.
Yeah.
The answer is no, because it's not on the list. It hasn't been referred, even though I ordered it. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. I mean, it's not listed on the system that was ever ordered. I want a psychological evaluation ordered for Malik Lampkin.
It's still like on top. He's here.
Yes,
I'll still
okay.
talk to him.
And just tell him what date we want to bring him back for the how long it would take for the evaluation. Can you call down to Judge Carruthers and see if they can put him at the high list and tell him something happened, miscommunication or something, and he's been waiting for it since August? We're gonna see if we can get that expedited.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Julian Reyes. All right, what is happening with this case?
Judge, this case has been. pending-
Everyone needs to whisper. Yes.
This case has been pending for a while in this court. I want to say about 3 months. I want to say about a month and a half ago, Mr. Reyes was arrested and is currently sitting in jail on a secondary charge. It's the exact same charge. It's an aggravated robbery. He's yet to be indicted on that. I am not representing him on that case. I do not know anything about it, and of course, it could certainly impact this case. So they have conveyed an offer to me. Unless and until I learn a little bit about the other case and talk to his other lawyer, it's going to be very hard.
Who's the other attorney?
Melissa Christian, Judge.
All right, where's Melissa Christian?
The case is not set today, so I don't expect her to be here.
All right, give me a date for this in 2 weeks, and Miss Christian needs to be here.
Today, what I'd like to ask the court to do, though, is upon picking up the new case, the court issued a judge's warrant for the bond violation. I think he's already been interviewed at your request, so I would ask you if you could set a bond on the first case today.
No, we're not going to do that on the first case today. We're going to recall this in 2 weeks. We're going to have Miss Christian here. What date? All right, so we're going to come back on November 1st. On November 1st, Miss Christian will be here and I will hear the motion.
Okay.
All right. And defense, did you file the bond motion?
Well, no, I came in here and asked for it to get set, and then I think you would ask for him to get interviewed so you
Yeah.
could have the information. If there's something I need to file.
Yes, if you'll just file the bond request.
The motion is set.
Yes,
Okay, I can do that.
thank you. And we'll hear that on November 1st.
Hector Ruiz, Vargas. You have an agreed with.
Are they ready on Romo? All right, the party's on Elizabeth Romo. All right, we're back on the record in CM 101864, State of Texas versus Elizabeth Romo. If I could have the parties please re-announce for the record.
Brittany Sparks for the state.
Denny Callahan for defense.
All right, and are you Miss Romo? All right, State, you've had a chance to confer. Are you still in opposition to the PR bond application?
Yes, Judge, and we were not able to convey an offer today because we need to reach out to the complaining witness.
Okay. And is there a reason you are opposed to the PR bond?
Just given the nature of the charge, as well as her previous arrests, even though not convictions, we would defer to the court.
Okay. All right, the court is looking at her criminal history. And while she does have cases that maybe she was arrested for a charge for, all of them have been no billed or either dismissed, except for the aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. She was placed on deferred adjudication and that was dismissed because she completed deferred adjudication. Is the court reading that correctly, State Defense?
You've been on deferred. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. The court will hear argument with regards to the PR bond. The state has already informed the court why they wish to be opposed to this defense.
In my opinion, she would be not a danger to herself or others. She has no record that I'm aware of. The damages to a door frame, to a mattress, there's no real damage. She owns the building.
Mhm.
And she ain't going anywhere. Her roots are here, Your Honor. And in my opinion, we're not going to trial.
Okay. All right, so the court will deny her application for a PR bond, but the court will consider a bond reduction. What type of bond is she able to make?
Have no money.
Mhm. I mean, does she have nothing? Have you talked to her about any type of bond? Because currently her bond is at 30,000 and the court will reduce that bond. My concern is I honestly don't know anything about the alleged facts of this case. And the fact that she has a prior deferred adjudication for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and now we're here on an arson case. I'm more than willing to reduce the bond. So if someone can give me some sort of amount.
No, we don't have any money. I'm court appointed, Your Honor. She's been in jail. If she had money, she'd be out by now.
Yeah. All right, state any requests for a bond amount?
Judge, we'd be fine with whatever you think is reasonable for a reduction.
All right. Then I'm gonna set her bond at $5,000. And what we'll do is we'll come back in 3 weeks. If she's not released, then the court will reconsider the PR bond.
3 weeks, Your Honor.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 3-week reset for Ms. Romo? And if I can get a B page. Mr. Callahan, we'll be back on November 10th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. On November 10th. All right, Norma, when are we calling Lapkin back? All right, and where is Lampkin? And where's his attorney? Nathaniel Navy?
Yes, Your Honor.
On Mr. Lampkins, that's going to be recalled for December 6th.
Okay, can I confer them?
Yes. Whitney, do you see Malik Lampkin on the docket?
No.
Ah,
You got it?
yes, thanks.
Oh, yeah.
Who's here on Hector Ruiz Vargas?
Yes.
In the middle, can I stand over here? Stand here in the middle, Mr. Ruiz Vargas.
Court is calling 2021 CR 0665, State of Texas versus Hector Ruiz Vargas. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Brittany Sparks.
for the defense?
Joseph Appelt.
And are you Mr. Ruiz Vargas? All right, I'm gonna need you to speak up so I can hear you, okay? Showing you what's entitled motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Are you the same Hector Ruiz Vargas who was placed, have a seat? Were you the same Hector Ruiz Vargas who was placed on deferred adjudication and cause number 2021 CR 0665 for the offense of felon in possession of a firearm on March 30th, 2021 for a period of 4 years? Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Yes, Judge, violated condition number 2 on or about the 4th day of October, 2021 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant Hector Ruiz Vargas did then and there fail to submit to drug testing as directed by the court officer, supervision officer, and or duly authorized agent of the court in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
We'll waive all other violations. Your Honor.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 2, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine? Okay, why are you whispering?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you not talk any louder?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so why are you whispering? Nobody can hear you. All right, there's no need to be nervous, but if we can't hear you, that means the court reporter can't take down the record. And if she can't hear you, I know I definitely cannot because I have an allergy ear, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 2, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 2?
True.
No, do you still, knowing everything that I've told you, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 2?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. The court will find violation of condition number 2 true. Is there an agreement?
Yes, Judge, we would ask that you deny the MTR in order that the defendant complete his TAP evaluation while in custody.
Defense, is that the agreement?
That is, Your Honor.
Mr. Vargas, you want to raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Hector Ruiz Vargas.
All right, why are you not doing what you're supposed to do while you're on deferred adjudication?
I'm receiving field visits, and I would call the number and they wouldn't answer me. The officer left a note.
No, but you know you're supposed to report. If they're coming out doing a field visit, and we're not here for a field visit, we're here because you didn't report for drug testing. So you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing on probation. Now, the state and the defense have come up with an agreement. I don't have to follow that agreement because your contract is not with them. Your contract is with the court. So why are you not following the rules?
I guess I just fell off on that.
Why?
I didn't know when the shit was. I would call. But to the number, there was no answer.
That doesn't ring true to me because you've been on probation since March 30th, 2021. And it appears that you haven't done anything. And I know that you knew what to do because this is my handwriting, which means when you were placed on probation, I told you the do's and don'ts, and I told you what you needed to do. So this thing about nobody's answering you, nobody's letting you report, I don't believe that. And let me just tell you the reason why I don't believe what you're telling me. Even though the parties didn't go on the other number twos, but the other number twos are you illegally using marijuana. In order for that allegation to be here, that means one or two things. One, either you had contact with probation and you told them you used marijuana, or two, you actually did a drug test and it was positive for marijuana. So this thing about you not being able to get in contact with people does not ring true with me. Well, I mean, field visits are great. That's for them to check on you to make sure that you're doing everything that you need to do. But you don't get a cookie for doing that, because guess what? That's somebody coming to you, coming to your home. You're not reporting to them. You understand? You're going to have to do better. Otherwise, you may end up going to prison. So whether or not you want to go to prison is completely up to you and your actions. You understand? Have you even started parenting classes?
Yes, I did. But also the phone wasn't, they were doing it through a phone and they wouldn't connect. And I would call the probation office to get connection and again,
Who's he doing parenting classes through?
I only needed 3 more classes, to be honest.
Okay.
But they just cut me off on
This parenting classes by phone doesn't work for me. Because how many children do you have? One. When's the last time you saw your child?
I would have to say last year on his birthday. Oh no, this year.
You got to do better. And you can't be using drugs and be around a child because I won't allow it.
I was in the car. Following days of his birthday. So for 13, I was gonna get on my car.
All right. Well, here's the thing. That's great. But you can't be the parent who shows up for the good times only. Like you just can't pop in on the birthday. Happy birthday. See you next year. Merry Christmas. See you next year. That's not what being a parent is about. I'm sure it's appreciated.
I talked to him on the phone.
How old is your child?
5. She was
All right.
requesting clothes because she just started school.
All right. So you need to do that.
Yeah, but my boss was out of town. So he just returned and I just recently started my job.
All right. Well, you need to make sure he has clothes. You understand?
If I may, Your Honor.
Yes.
Mr. Ruiz Vargas reports that he has started working last month in September for Rodriguez Roofing.
Okay.
As you just indicated, he started a little while ago. His boss went out of town for a while, and so the job stopped, but he returned and he was going back to work, and he was working a couple of weeks before he ended up getting picked up on this, Your Honor.
Okay.
And he is eligible to go back to return to that job, should he be continued pursuant to our agreement that we're respectfully requesting the court to follow.
Okay.
In the notes from the last actual office visit was October of last year. There was no indication of where the parenting classes was being completed, nor any notes from previous office visits.
All right. He's going to do triple T parenting. We're going to do the TAP evaluation while in custody. How long will that take?
Give me a week.
Okay. And it's to follow TAP recommendations, but if TAP recommends inpatient treatment, we're going to start with intensive outpatient treatment. And I'm going to want sober meetings. And you're going to call the UA hotline every day. And if he is negative, I want him tested immediately from release from the Bexar County Jail. And if he's negative, which he should be, then I want him, when he calls the UA hotline, I want him tested at least once every 2 weeks. And then do that for 3 months. If he's good for 3 months, then we can slowly taper that off. And I'm going to want proof of employment within 30 days of release, and there's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. And all of the other conditions will remain. The field visits will remain. And there's to be no unsupervised contact with minors And that goes for every minor until the court is satisfied that you've got this drug issue under control. You understand? So if you want to see your son, you're going to have someone supervise that visitation. Now, how long that remains that way depends on you. If you continue to use, then this is going to continue to be the case. You understand? And if you're going to be working on roofs, guess what? You can't be high on the roof because you put everybody else in danger and you may fall off. Okay? Is there anything else you need from the court to complete this successfully?
I was taking the parenting classes. I don't know why that's. I just need 3 more classes and that would have been complete.
All right. Well, you'll have to provide proof of that to probation. Otherwise, you're going to do triple T parenting. And he needs to provide proof of you of that other parenting class within 7 days of release. If he doesn't, you're going to be with triple T parenting and you're going to start over. You understand? So whether or not you start over or not, that's completely up to you. Okay. Probation, is there anything else he needs?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Vargas, do better. Good luck to you. All right, thank you, Mr. Pope.
Can I excuse me?
Yes.
Thank you. Good luck to you, sir.
You can have a seat.
We're gonna have to sit back in there. They're gonna have to sign.
Who's here on Adam Aguilar?
I'm a second, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Aguilar?
I don't believe he appeared, Judge.
Okay. All right, can you all check if Mr. Aguilar in custody or no?
Oh, Adam Aguilar?
Yes.
No, Your Honor, he is not.
All right. Court is calling 2022 CR 8628, State of Texas versus Adam Edward Aguilar. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Ryan Gerber for the state.
for the defense?
Thomas back.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 9:47 a.m. The defendant is not present in the courtroom. Deputy, did you make an announcement for Mr. Aguilar?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
And is he present?
No, he did not answer.
All right, defense, have you had any contact with your client?
I have, Judge.
And where is he today?
I have no personal knowledge. I talked to him yesterday.
All right, so he's aware of this setting?
He is aware, Judge.
All right, state.
They would make a motion for bond forfeiture, Judge.
All right, that'll be granted. Your client will be remanded without bond. If your client makes an appearance, then the court will reconsider.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Okay. All right. This is a BF. All right, the court is calling 2022 CR 3337, State of Texas versus Rodolfo Del Bosque. Could I have parties announced for the record?
Ryan Gerber for the state.
Where's the defense attorney? Well, where is he? Here you go. Sean said he was here. Can you put that back in the Ruiz file? Rodolfo Del Bosque. All right, thank you. The answer to that is yes. All right, who's here on Jasmine Hardaway?
Present, Your Honor.
All right, where's Jasmine Hardaway?
He's right there.
Come forward, please. All right, who's the prosecutor on Hardaway?
Marcus Anderson.
All right, so where are we on this case?
Your Honor, I've received an offer from the state regarding this matter. Ms. Hardaway has declined that offer, so we're going to need a jury trial setting
All right, when was the offer tendered?
this morning.
Okay. Ms. Ferguson, on Hardaway, can I have this recalled for 2 weeks for a plea deadline date? All right, Ms. Hardaway, what's going to happen on November 7th? And that day you let the court know whether or not you're accepting or rejecting the state's offer. I don't like for people to make decisions about offers on the day that the offer is tendered. If you decide not to accept the offer, then this will be set for a jury trial. And the court will only accept plea bargain agreements after that date that are open to court or either for good cause. You understand? You have any questions about anything? Yes.
I know it's month of October. Can I get for next weekend, my monitor thing for like 2 hours for next weekend?
I'm sorry, what?
2 hours extra on my time for a monitor for next weekend
For what purpose?
because I want to take my daughter out for trick or treating.
All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor.
She's asking for extra 2 hours on her monitor to take her daughter trick or treating.
On Halloween or?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it the weekend. I don't know if I want to, but the weekend of Halloween, that Saturday. The Halloween falls on Monday. I'm gonna do it on Saturday.
We have no objection.
All right. Yes, your attorney just needs to file a motion with that agreement and the court will sign it.
Get that in the next couple of days, Your Honor. I got to get to Frio County.
Okay, and why were you late for court?
I wasn't able to.
She
do it
was
live.
stuck, she was stuck in line outside.
Okay, so you're gonna have to make arrangements to
The
make.
door was locked. To your courtroom, it was locked.
No, everybody was in here at 9.
It was locked because she came out there, it was locked.
For some reason it locked itself again. I went out there and it was locked.
Okay,
I was on time. I made sure, I ain't,
Okay.
I'm not playing with you, Miss Lloyd.
okay.
I'm on time.
You on time? All right, because you see what happens when you're not, right?
I ain't playing with you at all.
It was locked when I tried to get it.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form.
You excused, Your Honor?
Yes, after you sign the form. Who's here? I'm Brandon Guzman. All right, come forward. So is your son a part of the Mauer? Is it gonna be Mauer and Son or Mauer
No, I think
and
it's gonna be the old man and he's gonna go off and make money.
Mauer? Okay. All right, what is happening on Guzman? And where is Guzman?
He's in custody. He's in the box, Judge.
Come forward.
Judge, Mr. Guzman has been in jail for roughly 3 years on this case. I came to court today anticipating we'd be picking a jury. I think we talked to the court about the last time we were here about doing board hour today and then starting testimony on Monday. I understand the court's in trial already.
Yes.
But I would like to reurge my speedy trial motions. There was a 9-month delay in which the state was looking for FBI cell phone mapping data that had
Oh,
never
if
been
you want
requested.
this on the record?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
All right. Brittany, you ready?
I'm ready.
Court is calling 2019 CR 10921, 10922, 11418, 11419, 11420, 11945, State of Texas versus Brandon Guzman. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Yes, Judge. Ryan Grimmer for the state of Texas.
for the defense?
Robert Mauer for defendant, Your Honor.
All right. So you were scheduled for jury trial. However, the court is currently in a jury trial. And of course, I would love to be able to try 2 trials at once, but the court reporter has informed me she is unable to do that. And so am I. But defense?
Judge, I had filed speedy trial motions on the murder and the aggravated assault case. That was our intention to try. One of the issues was there was a roughly 9-month delay in which the state was searching for cell phone mapping data that they had submitted to the FBI. And then it turned out no such data had ever been submitted to the FBI. So look, my client sat in jail for roughly another year waiting for data that was never requested or submitted, and it's not going to be a part of the trial. We're ready for trial. We were ready the last time we were here as well. And my clients have been incarcerated for 3.5 years, or roughly 3.5 years. And I'd ask the court to grant our speedy trial motion. I just think that the delay in large part has been due to the fault of the state with the cell phone mapping data. And that's not Mr. Guzman's fault. We're ready for trial.
All right, state.
Judge, we depose his applicant, or I'm sorry, his motion for a speedy trial, Judge. I believe I disagree with his assertion that it was delayed for 9 months. I believe some of that time was during the COVID stop that this case was delayed. I know it was set last summer. Additionally, this year, it's been on the docket. It's been on trial settings, but I don't think any of that delay was due to the cell phone issue, although it did predate my time in this court. I believe that time that they were searching for that was part of it was during the pandemic time when we weren't having jury trial.
And Judge, if you look at the
Well,
court-
I will note that on the court's docketing sheet, it shows that as of May 2021, I have notation that GPS mapping was needed, and I have that was from the FBI. And the court does recall that information was turned over, but it wasn't the information requested. There was some more of the data needed for what the defense wanted.
Well, Judge, but the state had turned over cell phone data, but the expert that the court appointed for me said that we needed the cell phone mapping data because without it, it's irrelevant and useless.
Mhm.
So we were told by the state, and that was when Tom was first chair, that they had submitted that cell phone data to the FBI for the mapping analysis, but that was never done. So there were several delays between the time they said they sent off the request to the FBI and the time we came back and were actually told it had never been submitted. So now the intent, well, I guess, is that they're going to proceed without any cell phone data. So there was a lengthy delay even post-COVID while the state was waiting for mapping data that had been turned over, they thought, to the FBI, but that had not been done. So that delay was not Mr. Guzman's fault or due to COVID issues. That was due to the fact we were waiting for evidence the state intended to use, but had never submitted to the FBI.
Okay, and I'll note for the record, the court does have in its filed the defense's motion, and in defense's motion, it states that Mr. Guzman was arrested on July 31st, 2022.
No, well,
So is that incorrect?
that's my clerk's fault. I should have read it. It was 2019. Is when
Okay,
he's been in custody since 2019 on these cases. Judge.
all right. So we will give you a trial as quickly as we have available on the docket. Ms. Ferguson? I need a jury trial date for Mr. Guzman.
I'm gonna bring you back over. It's you.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna come back on October 25th. All right, Mr. Guzman, I don't understand the expression. This is the earliest you can get in. We can't be in two places at the same time. We can't try two cases at the same time. We're currently in a jury trial. It's not your attorney's fault. It's just the way it is. So the earliest you can come back is October 25th.
Judge, the only thing I'm setting College Station on the 25th. I guess the question is, can we, if we do voir dire, can we start in the morning? Or could we hold the jury over till Wednesday?
Right. Well, let's see. Let's actually see where you are.
Okay.
And if you can come over, because I'm hoping this trial will be done by that date. I'm not 100% certain that the trial that we're currently trying will be completed by that date. But if it is, then we will, of course, work around your schedule.
Okay, all right, thank you, Judge.
Okay. So, Mr. Guzman, we'll see you back on the 25th. And Mr. Mauer,
Yes, ma'am.
I'll make the 25th, the jury trial date and the plea deadline date.
Okay. All right, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. And both parties, before you leave, Mr. Mauer, if you all can make sure that the court has the acknowledgement of discovery, I don't see it in any of the files.
I thought we did one last time,
I
Judge,
think
but
we
but
did
let
last
me,
time.
if need be, I'll do another one.
Yes, because some of the files I don't have in it.
Oh, it may only be in the murder.
Yeah, I think we just, because
I can do it
No,
on the other.
you can look in there.
Oh, okay, I don't know.
Yes.
I thought we did one last time, but if not, we can definitely redo it. I'll just redo it just to be safe.
Okay, all right, thank you. Roberto Ambrosina.
You got a bunch of cases.
Yes, Judge, I'm here.
Yes, who are you here for?
Quentin Buteau, it's just a bond issue.
Can I see the file on Quentin Buteau? Quentin Buteau. Beutow.
I got it.
I know, he's right here.
Okay.
All right, who's here for the state on the bond matter with Buteau? Buteau, Buetow. All right, and I guess his attorney is back, so he needs to approach again to put his file, because I think he left. The person with the glasses. It's Buteau, Buetow. Okay. Okay. Lupe, it's the guy right there. No, not him.
Sorry, Judge. It's like glasses on.
It's Tuesday.
Do you want someone to call Robert Ambrosino and confer with him or?
Oh, no, he's on Zoom right now.
Okay.
Mr. Ambrosino.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I think I think Ms. Ferguson has your cell number. So a prosecutor will call you about the bond issue. But your client is
Okay.
your client is supposed to be zooming in and he hasn't zoomed in yet. So I'm going to give the state a copy of the PR bond report.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you,
All right.
Judge.
I'm gonna let Daniel call. He's looked at the case.
All right, Lupe, do you have that guy's report? The guy in the glasses, what's your name? What is your, yeah, I'm sorry, Mr. Peters, what is your client's name?
Laura Botello.
All right, can I have the thing on Laura Botello?
This is it, Judge. I think you might have given me this one. This is Laura Patel.
All right, thank you. Do you have Bhutan?
I don't.
Here.
Thank you.
All right, come forward on Laura Botello.
Good morning.
Good morning, where's your client?
She was informed that she was supposed to be here. She is not appeared.
All right, so the issue with her is this update letter from pretrial services, and there's an issue. She's on DWI, and they've been having issues with her giving medical records and giving information. Why hasn't she turned that over to them?
So the medical records were provided as apparently a large packet. We were attempting to get a specific letter from a doctor. We were informed that she would need to see another doctor before she could get that letter. She was supposed to have gone to the doctor yesterday afternoon. I have no updates for her.
All right, so, and you don't know where she is today?
When she was informed, she stated that she couldn't get off of work. I don't have any other details, Judge.
Okay. All right, court is calling State of Texas versus Laura Botello. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Yes, Judge. Ryan Groomer for the state of Texas.
for the defense?
Charles Peters.
All right, this has been set, this was previously set for a hearing. And the court ordered that the defendant was to provide information to the pretrial service officers with regards to her ignition interlock or the in-home breathalyzer. And she hasn't followed through on providing the information that's needed. And she's not present today. This hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It's now 10:08 a.m. Defense, where is your client?
My last communication with the client, Judge, was that she could not get off work. I don't have any other details at this time.
All right, is she able to appear by Zoom?
I can see if I can contact her, Judge.
All right, I'll give her till 10:30.
Thank you, Judge.
Judge, can I look at that now? Just 'cause I
Yes.
looked at it
Sure.
For the wrong defendant.
All right, thanks. Jonathan Aguilar. Jonathan Aguilar? Oh, no problem. All right, the state was to review some information. Do you know if that's been done?
It has, Judge. We're close to a plea agreement. There's just one more thing that they're gonna look into. I would just ask if we could be brought back Thursday. I think we might be able to work out the case this week.
All right, Ms. Ferguson or Aguilar, can we bring this back on Thursday?
Yes, sir.
All right, so we'll be back on Thursday for disposition.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
All right, you're welcome. No, the 20th. 20th.
I think we can wait out.
Hi. Hi. All right, thank you. Oh, that's fine. We'll just do this one. And this is the only one. Okay. Okay, all right, thank you. And Norma, on that one, just let Nathaniel maybe know he needs to be here exactly at 9. Okay. Hi, Nathaniel, on that case on Thursday, I'll need you here exactly at 9 because we have a jury and that's going to start at 9:30. All right, thank you. On Thursday, yes. Let's see if anyone needs a panel before I release them. You're welcome.
Cruz Garcia.
Jonathan Garcia,
He's a custody judge.
all right, come over. All right, Mr. Garcia, why are you not dressed for trial?
I didn't have clothes. When I came in, I was in the hospital. My clothes are cut up and.
All right, so defense, are you making arrangements for him to have clothing?
Yes, I will have clothing for him when we're.
the trial, Judge.
All right, because otherwise what's going to end up happening is you're going to appear in those clothes for jury trial. You understand?
Hmm.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, when is this coming back for jury trial?
And Judge, we have a court-appointed expert that's vital to our case. He's not available next week, Judge. He was going to be available at the end of this week. And so I've had him print out his calendar. Dr. Timothy Proctor, he practices out of Dallas. He does have a busy trial schedule. He has several weeks of availability the first couple of weeks of January. I can't try the case without him, Judge.
All right, we'll see you on the 25th. You need to subpoena him.
Judge, can we please, he's a court-appointed expert, Judge. I can't try my case without him. I had this conversation with him, and he has court appearances in different counties that he's not going to be able to get out of because they were first. And so I have the list of his available dates, if we could just get some consideration on him.
All right, I'll see you all on the 25th. We'll see where we are. And if there's an issue with the clothing exchange, let the court know.
So is there any way of getting a special setting on it, Judge? I mean,
No, I don't do special settings. And Deputy Laura, if he has clothing at the jail, he'll need to be dressed. Hmm. Okay. Okay. All right, thanks. Everyone, the court is recessing at 11. We have a jury trial that's taking place. Yes. All right. Okay, thank you. And if y'all need to call Mr. Ambrosino, he's in the waiting room.
Okay, I also have his number too.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, is Alejandro Black in custody or on bond? All right, Mr. Black, if you'll come forward. All right, Mr. Black, your attorney is out ill with the flu. Brent, I don't know, maybe that means everybody needs to take their flu shot. I haven't had time to take mine yet. No, I haven't had a chance to get it done yet. So I'm trying to make sure that if flu knocks on the door that I say I'm not home.
Yeah.
So you're not going to be going to jury trial today because of course your attorney is ill and you don't want to go without him. And the other reason is because we're currently in a jury trial, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so Ms. Ferguson, when can we recall this for? All right, so we're going to come back on November 3rd. November 3rd is not going to be your jury trial date. Excuse me, come back. November 3rd is not going to be your jury trial date. November 3rd is just the date for your attorney to come in with you, and then we'll get a date.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Court is calling 2017 CR 10696W, State of Texas versus Tiffany Escobedo. Can our parties approach?
Your Honor, good morning. Frankie Sandoval on behalf of Ms. Escobedo.
And are you Tiffany Escobedo?
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you what's entitled motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Tiffany Diane Escobedo who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2017 CR 10696W for the offense of possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 grams to 200 grams on October 4, 2017 for a period of 3 years and extended for a total of 2 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
Condition number 5, in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Tiffany Diane Escobedo did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the
Y'all need to whisper in the box.
for the months of January and February 2021 in violation of condition number 5.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
Sure.
We'll waive the others.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 5, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, and sentence you up to life in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand? Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 5?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 5 true. Is there an agreement?
There is, Judge, we're asking that you grant the motion, adjudicate and revoke, and sentence her to 5 years TDC.
Is that the agreement, counsel?
It is, Your Honor.
Ms. Escobedo, are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will follow your plea bargain agreement. The court, as previously stated, is finding violation of condition number 5 true. The court will find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, sentence you to 5 years in prison, give you credit for any time served. I'm going to show you what's entitled trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, we can go off the record. You're gonna have to make changes, right? To do better. Otherwise, you're gonna be in and out of prison and in and out of jail. I know you can do better, so make sure you do, okay? All right, good luck to you. All right, the attorney on Botello.
I was confused. And I couldn't remember what happened.
Have you ever imagined something that never happened?
Laura Botello.
Never been interrogated like that before.
At the time, I was very stressed out, confused.
Judge, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay, hi. I think my attorney is on Zoom as well.
No, he's not on Zoom. Why are you not here in court?
I was not able to get the time off, Judge.
All right, so here's the thing. You need to make sure that you appear in court because otherwise your time off may be at the Bexar County Jail. You understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
All right, can you see where her attorney is, Norma, and tell him he's needed back here?
Do you want me to text him, Judge? I have the assistance number.
Yes, if you would text him, that would be great. We're also calling him as well.
Okay. All right, I texted her, the assistant.
Trying to get a coach judge. Francisco Reyes, ready to announce. He's asking for time.
Francisco Reyes? All right, where are we on this case?
Judge, we just received an offer today. My client would like some time to contemplate it. First time we received an offer.
All right. And do you have all the discovery?
Yes, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a 2-week reset for a plea deadline date on Francisco Reyes. All right, your plea deadline date will be November 3rd. Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form. At that time, you need to let the court know whether or not you're accepting the agreement. If you choose not to accept the agreement, the court will not consider any agreements without good cause. You understand? Otherwise, you'll have to plea open to the court. All right, as soon as you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Who's here on Arthur Galindo? Arthur Galindo.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that side. Where are we in this case?
Your Honor, I did present the state today with a motion to alter the bond condition from a no contact to no harmful or offensive. So we're in agreement with that. So I'd like to present that to the court, the order, if the court would be inclined to sign that order.
All right, is the complainant here?
She's in the back office, Your Honor.
Okay, so then I need to hear from her.
Yes, Your Honor. Would you like me to go get her or?
Sure.
Okay.
But here's the thing. If she's going to come in here, because he's charged with assault, choking, strangulation, and she's going to come in here and somebody's going to question her and she's going to say this didn't happen, then she's going to need an attorney. So is that what's going to happen here? Because I can tell you right now, I'm not inclined to lift the no contact order because this is an assault, choking, strangulation.
Well, Your Honor, we would like to not proceed with this. Really, we were asking for the state to speak with her today. That was our goal for the complaint to come, and she's been in contact with me as a defense. I know the court position, I would like to withdraw my motion. But in saying that, we were still going to be asking for a 2-week reset so the state could talk to this Galindo one last time. And then we would like to convene, confer, and that was what my request would be.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Galindo, can I have a 2-week reset?
November.
All right, we'll give you a reset form for November 3rd. And if the complainant wishes to speak to the court, then Ms. Ferguson, she's probably going to need an attorney appointed.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form. All right, who's here on Laura Botello? All right, Ms. Botello, did you go and provide the information that pretrial services is requesting?
The information as far as the letter goes, Judge?
All of the information they needed. Has that been provided?
The only thing we talked about was, to my knowledge, about the letter. And I made an appointment for Monday for the PCP, but I was not approved for the time off. I was told that it was last minute and there was no hours available. So I rescheduled for Friday. That was the soonest they had, and that was when there was some time off available at my job. So I'm working on it, but I can't just provide a letter. I submitted the records, but the records you didn't accept. So I'm trying to do it as fast as possible, but there is a process, unfortunately.
All right, well, they didn't accept the records because your records are from 2015, 2016.
Yes, ma'am. That
But
was
you
the last
can't-
time that.
So you can't present medical records saying this is my condition and it's from 2016. All right, so you're saying that your appointment is on the 21st? We're going to
Yes.
come back here on the, Ms. Ferguson, are we able to come back on the 24th?
Yes.
We're going to come back on the 24th. You need to be here. And you need to have provided all of that information to pretrial services. Otherwise, I'm going to make a decision on this non-compliance letter based upon whatever information I have. You understand?
What is the non-compliance letter?
Oh, the fact that you're not following through on your conditions of probation. Your conditions of bond. So we're coming back on October 24th, and you need to have all of that paperwork to them. If I get another report saying that they don't have all that paperwork, then I will go on this non-compliance letter based upon the information that I have. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Yes. Norma Botello is going to come back on the 24th.
Judge, am I able to speak?
Yes.
So, I'm fine with coming on the 24th. I'll request off. I'll talk to my boss. But the PCP, it's just going to be establishing care, because I honestly have not seen a doctor since 2016, since I turned 18. That was the last time I saw Pomo. My conditions, they're not something that just go away. I have a history of cancer, and these are conditions that I've been with for my whole life. And
All right.
that's
So here's the thing, Ms. Botello. You're telling me information that I have no documentation of.
But that's what the records were, Judge. That's what I was showing you, that I can go and pick up the records from pretrial and see exactly what's in there that says about my condition, but everything that I provided to her has that. And my conditions are from chemo and radiation.
All right, Ms. Botello, this is what you're asking the court to do. You're asking me to change what I'm requesting. You're asking me to change what pretrial services is requesting. And what I'm telling you is, you can continue to speak to me. I understand your issues. I've had family members who suffer from cancer, but you're on bond for driving while intoxicated with a child. Pretrial services has told you the information they need. I've told you the information that I need.
Yes.
And you're telling me right now, well, I still want to just give you the information from 2016. So I want to be clear. Well, let me be clear. You know what you need. You know what
Yes.
they're requesting. You know what I'm requesting. So
Yes,
the
ma'am.
conversation we're having right now is just a conversation we're having, but it's not going to change what I'm requesting and what they're requesting.
Right, but what my trying to get at.
Potato, I would
my-
advise you not to continue this conversation. I can follow up with you after report.
Okay,
My advice to you at this time is to not continue this.
okay.
All right, thank you. Who's here on Edgar signs?
John Gilmore on behalf of Edgar Signs Otero.
So we're here for discovery.
That's correct. Your Honor.
Yes, and where are we?
There was a Brady disclosure that just happened in court with ADA Lorena Rummel this morning. She did convey an offer. My client does need to consult with an immigration attorney prior to accepting an offer. And so we would ask for a brief reset to allow him to do that.
All right, are you appointed or hired?
I'm hired.
All right, do you need an immigration attorney appointed or you have access?
We have access, Your Honor.
All right, so how much time do you need?
I would ask for 30 days, and if it's possible, if we get an answer before then, we'd like to come back soon.
All right, Ms. Fergus, can I have a 30-day reset on Mr. Signs?
That'll be perfect.
All right, and I don't like to make assumptions, but is your client is English his first language?
It's not, but he understands it well.
All right, thank you. Because I'd like to know if they need an interpreter or not.
Would you like-
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, we'll come back on November 29th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
The guy who's Trace is going to someplace with the cop. He's not just sitting down and he's coming terrible.
Judge, whenever the court is ready, I've conferred on Mr. Buto's case.
All right, after this case, we'll take that up. Could I see the people on Erica Lopez? Court is calling 2022 CR 8088, State of Texas versus Erica Lopez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Brittany Sparks.
for the defense?
Alfredo Ortiz for the defendant, Erica Lang Lopez, Your Honor.
And are you Ms. Lopez? Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Lopez, I'm showing you what's entitled application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it? Next, I'm showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, we do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Judge.
Ms. Lopez, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
You understand you're charged with fraudulent use or possession of identifying information, 5 items. That is a state jail felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand? If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes.
All right. Did you understand that the court would grant your application for deferred adjudication? If for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 2 years in a state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, she has, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
I believe she does.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Lopez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement?
Yes.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived a right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, the state recommends deferred adjudication. There's to be no contact with Maria Robles or I I'm assuming this is her home address
Yes, Judge.
or her home address. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Judge.
Defense?
No
that the plea?
objection. That's a plea, Your Honor.
State?
Yes, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places? Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand? Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, there has not.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement, the state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 2 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 120 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State any evidence.
Yes, Judge. States Exhibit 1 and all attachments.
No objection, Your Honor.
Ms. Lopez, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent? Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulation. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you apply for deferred adjudication. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, we are, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, Ms. Lopez is a veteran, Your Honor. She's from the country. And she has 2 children, teenagers. And she does not make that much money. She's a Uber Lyft driver to make ends meet. So we're asking the court to follow the agreement. Your Honor. She made a bad decision that day and she regrets it. So we're asking the court to consider all those things. Your Honor.
All right, why are you stealing? Because that's what this is. It's called, fraudulent use and possession of identifying information, but basically it's stealing.
Made a very poor choice at that time in my life. I'm not gonna put the blame on somebody else, but I was dating somebody at that time and he made it sound easy. And that time COVID started and I wasn't working and I wasn't getting any child support and it was just hard for me.
So if you drug tested today, what are the results going to be? And you're going to get drug tested today.
No, that's fine. I would be clean.
Negative?
Yes.
All right.
I'm nervous right now because I've never been in trouble. I've never been arrested. This is my first time.
Mhm.
So this is all new for me right now.
And so who is this person you were with?
Benjamin Salcedo.
All right. And where is he now?
I have no idea. I haven't spoken to him in over a year.
So do your children live with you?
Yes, I do.
So why would you bring this person into their lives?
I didn't know at that time who he was and what is everything that he was about until afterwards. And then by then I was already wrapped up.
And see, that's what people need to understand when they have children. You can't be bringing people into their lives that you don't know who and what they're about. Before they're brought into your children's lives, you need to know who and what they're about.
Yes, I totally.
Because now the children have a mother who has felony charges. So are you employed?
I'm a medical assistant, so now this is not very.
Doing what as a medical assistant?
I went to school for medical assistant.
No, I mean, what are you doing for employment?
Right now I drive for Lyft
Okay,
because I needed the hours to pick up my daughter up from school. I don't like her riding public transportation by herself. She goes to Foxton.
okay. All right, 2 years deferred adjudication, no contact with Maria Robles or her address. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home healthcare provider or with minors. Parenting classes. 120 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination. The court is not requiring it, but if you do, 40 of those hours will be waived. The remaining of the hours will be waived once you complete parenting classes. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. I'm going to want field visits. One time per month for 3 months. And then if there's no problem, it can be just random field visits. There's to be regular UAs. And there's to be a UA today. Probation, is there anything else she needs?
Your analysis today is that, do you want that court or outside?
In court,
Why?
because I'm requesting it and you're on probation and I can request that. So you're doing a UA today. Is there an issue with doing a UA today?
No, I just don't. I don't even think.
Okay, all right, then there will be no problem. All right, is there anything else that's,
Nothing further from the defendant.
all right, I'm showing you what's entitled, trial court certification of the defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? All right, do you need any water?
No, I just went to the restroom right before I.
No, well, we'll have you remain here till you provide me with the sample. Thank you. All right, Quentin Buteau. And for some reason, your client is not by Zoom. But you're here and you're requesting a bond?
Yes, Your Honor. I mean, that was the original request, but it turns out that he has an out-of-county warrant. So if he did make bond, he would just get sent to another county. So at this point, I don't know that it makes a lot of sense to move forward with that. So
Okay.
the state has made us an amended offer on the case, so I can visit with him at the jail and see if we might be able to resolve the case.
All right, when would you like this call back?
Maybe a week or something like that.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can we recall this maybe next week or in 2 weeks, Mr. Ambrosino?
Either way, should be good.
November 3rd. Is November 3rd a good day for you, Mr. Ambrosino?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
All right, we'll put it on November 3rd, and if you want it back sooner, then we'll bring it back sooner.
Okay, thank you.
All right, and lately I've been seeing a lot of people walking around with Pittsburgh Steelers shirts. I don't know if that's because I know you're a Pittsburgh fan and I'm just noticing it or not.
There's more here than you would think. I mean, I see car decals, like, yeah, it's surprising.
Yes, okay, have a good day.
Thanks, you too.
Ansel Dua. Hello, Mr. Kalpas.
How are you, Judge?
Oh, I'm doing great. It's Tuesday. We're closer to Friday than we were yesterday.
Mr. Anzaldua has apparently
another case that might be coming down the pipe, meaning that there's been some allegations made against him. He's not been arrested on it.
Okay.
It's a felony family violence case. I think that the DA's office is aware of it, has reports on it, but it hasn't been worked up yet. And he also has another case, it's not set today. And so when conferring with the state, they suggested that I try to maybe get a 40-day reset.
Oh, we don't do 40-day resets here
Well,
unless
reset,
there's a
I can
good
come
reason
back as
for
many
it.
times as the court wants to see me. I would just request that it not be during or between November the 20th and November 29th.
Judge, there is an at-large, it's a sealed case. It came in, I think, last month. I emailed our people upstairs as well as the intake prosecutor for this court and asking that it be assigned to her and that it be reviewed, knowing that the court was going to reset within 30 days and would want some type of decision from the DA's office about how we're going to proceed.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset?
That's fine.
All right, see you then.
Thank you, Judge.
That's a
I
little
appreciate
bit
it.
more than 30 days.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Done the sign.
Jesus Solis. Ms. Solis, come on down. What is happening with this case?
Judge, we did get an offer from the state, but my client declined it. He is being charged as a habitual, which is a 2nd-degree felony, and I'm not on the 2nd-degree felony deal. And so, and there is a co-defendant that's set next week.
Okay.
And there is an unindicted fraud case that we're waiting for a file for. So I believe he does need a new attorney appointed that does.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, let's bring this back on the same date as the co-defendant. And then let's have another attorney appointed to Mr. Solis.
Oh, and Judge, also on the case that's set for today, he is remanded without bond. And so just to get the ball rolling for his new lawyer, we're requesting that a bond set.
Right, well, counsel, I understand what you're saying, but since you're not on the 2nd-degree will, we can't go forward.
Okay.
But I appreciate you trying to work that out.
Yeah, just so by the time I came back that.
Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson, what date?
That's all the co-defendant also. Yeah. Okay. I believe next week.
All right, we're going to bring you back on October 25th, Mr. Solis. All right. Yes. Court is recessing at 11.
Yes. Alvarado.
Luis Alvarado. Good morning. How are you doing? Okay. All right. So this is scheduled for jury trial today. We are currently in a jury trial, so we can't try 2 cases at the same time. My understanding is that all the discovery has been received. Has an offer been tendered?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. And was that offer just tendered today, or has it been previously tendered?
On the previous setting, it was tendered.
Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson, I'm gonna need a jury trial date and a plea deadline date for Mr. Alvarado. And I'm assuming the state will be proceeding on the murder case first.
So as of today, yes.
Okay. All right, so we'll be back on December 6th. Now, you'll be brought over dressed for trial in whatever the clothing you have at the jail. If you want to be dressed in something else, you'll need to make arrangements with your attorney for a clothing exchange. If you do not sign the request for a clothing exchange, they will not do that. Counsel, if there's an issue with the clothing exchange, let the court know and we'll see if we can help expedite that.
Very good.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Could I see the file on Caitlin Martinez, please? And Jeremy Duquesne? And Alejandro Espina? And Genesis Vieja?
That's one of the.
Yes. Okay. All right, is anyone else ready to proceed? Yes. Could I see Lampkin? Lampkin. It's one that you put back. So what is happening?
I know this one had been set on December 5th.
6th.
6th. Could I actually get a sooner setting? We received an offer today. I've spoken with my client. I do think he is competent.
Okay.
Could I just get a setting, I guess? We have a bond setting on November 3rd, so just sometime after that for a possible resolution.
All right, what date can we give that, Ms. Ferguson?
I'm sorry, Judge, I wasn't.
Lampkin, he wants a date sooner than sooner than December 6th. He's thinking after November 3rd.
Let me check real quick. November 7th, that's a Monday. I can do that though. Yeah.
All right, we'll see you back on November 7th.
Thank you, Judge.
Melendez, right?
But they're not out here.
Judge, do you want the defendants up here first?
What is happening on this? Who's here on Donald Derry?
Yes, Judge.
And Mr. Antonio.
All right, what is happening with this case?
We're set for trial on both cases, Judge. We're ready for trial. We've gotten all our discovery.
So you're set for trial on Donald Derry and Antonio Melendez?
Yes, Judge.
All right, we're currently in jury trial. All right, Ms. Ferguson, what day for a jury trial?
We can do December 6th.
All All right, I'll make that your client's jury trial date and plea deadline date,
Yes, Judge. Thank you.
and we'll set Melinda's on the same date.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Can I be excused?
Yes. Yvette Martinez. Yvette Martinez. Norma on Martinez. Tell the defense attorney her client needs to be here tomorrow. If she's not here tomorrow, I'm gonna make a ruling on that without her being present. All right, is anybody else ready? Because the court is leaving at 11. Yes.
Assault deadly weapon, we have a brand new offer today from Rumor for potential reduction to a misdemeanor. However, Mr. Lloyd is an active reservist. And he's on track to going in active duty, so I need some time to run that past the military to make sure if that's kosher. with
All right,
that.
Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset on Lloyd, please? Is that enough time?
That's what I can't get it done by then. I can't. get it done.
Can't get it done?
Yeah. That's- so,
November. Surely you will have recovered from Thanksgiving by then. I can't believe your children have grown up so fast.
Well, my oldest turned 22. We went to see him this weekend.
All right, we'll see you back on the 29th. Who's here on Jeremy Duque? Where's your client? All right, he was late. He didn't answer docket.
He called me early and I thought he was here on time.
Okay, Judge.
Are you all ready to proceed?
Judge, I just got the PSI in my hand and I'm reviewing it right now. I understand. I was running from other courts and I understand that you have something at 11.
Mhm.
I would like time to review the PSI.
All right, read it.
Huh?
Read it.
Let me get through this.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was outside. It didn't know the door was open.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Brenda, what we're gonna do is take our break. And then we'll be back at 1. And I know the jurors are coming back at 1:30. All right, Norma, we're gonna take our break at now. We'll be back at 1. Everyone else needs to be here at 1, ready for their cases.